Hi, my name is Daniil Chernyshov. I'm a registered lawyer here in Moscow, Russia, and this is the first episode of our new show, Russian Lawyers Review. And I'm glad to present you my co-host, Ilya Chernyshov, who is also a registered lawyer here in Russia.
Hi everyone, I hope we can have a good discussion about not just legal things, but about life and difference, how we live in different parts of the world. We don't speak usually much about this, but with our assistance, I hope that might be a bridge between you and our country as well.
Nice. Very nicely said. Yeah, and basically, what our show would be about is we would be reviewing prominent cases from all over the world, and we will analyze how those situations are applicable in Russia and how Russian law would treat those situations, specifically criminal law, but we would maybe dive even further in different areas, different branches of the law.
Yeah, we don't limit ourselves
Yeah.
on that. We might also share some internationally related news in Russia and just go on.
Yeah. And our first case, which happened actually 2 weeks ago in Cambridgeshire in the UK, that was mass stabbings on a train, right? So a person uh, whose last name was Williams, he boarded a train in Peterborough, which is a pretty rough place to live. It's a town up north from London. And he boarded that train, long distance train from Doncaster up in north to London, right? And he started stabbing people with a knife. So he stabbed uh, people 10 times. So 10 people were rushed to a hospital when this train was halted at Huntington station. So, and then on the in that station, Mr. Williams was detained by the police. So, do you think, in general, just now we don't review the legal procedure, just in general about this factual data, actual situation, how possible is it in Russia?
Well, definitely, there is always some space for the uh, accident anyway. But I would say that the security level on Russian train system varies, depends on the type of train.
Mm-hmm.
So for local trains, where there might be even no separate building for the train station, and that
Mm-hmm.
for some stations it might be just a platform and no any security check. So it's less guarded and less secured. But for main destinations, for main train station, they usually protected perimeter, and there is security guards and X-ray screen for your luggage, and also a metal detector for everyone entering the station. Of course, that's not kind of airport security, and we cannot say that that's impossible in Russia. But depends on the destination, depends on the time of the day. There is quite often or security guards or even police officers
Right.
who are taking care of their safety and security on the train. And every car train is also has an alarm button.
Mm-hmm.
Each car in the train heavily under video surveillance. So, and in the situation center, there always be a quick reaction, which is, I believe, good if we speak about Russian security system on the trains.
Right, I see. So we can say that it's also possible in Russia, right? This kind of situation.
Life is life. Yeah.
But do you remember any recent
I do
incidents?
not recall such cases, and usually if there is some um, if there is some incidents, it's mostly person to person, so not a mass thing.
Right. So basically, if you enter a train station in Russia, right, and you refuse to put your luggage into metal detector or go through the metal detector, so what guards could do to you?
Well, they have the full right to prohibit you to proceed for the boarding and refuse in the transportation. They will not chase you. They just let you go. At least if you don't show any signs of committing crime. So in this fact, of course, the police guards will be called and police might intervene and ask the suspect so what he has with him, if there is any weapons and what is his intention. um, I don't think the aggressive behavior wouldn't be left with no reaction.
Right, I see. All right. So just we know that as a response to this incident in the UK, Home Secretary of the UK, Shabana Mahmood, uh, she told that there would be no immediate change in transport security in the UK, and Transport Secretary also told that metal detectors would be inconvenience for the public. So yeah, so at some point, I think it's a matter of the balance, right, between inconvenience and security, right? Given that in the UK, train stations are more frequently used for short commutes, right? And they could be more crowded, as well as the trains could be much more crowded than Russians.
I think it all depends on the public resources you have. It
Fair enough.
depends. It depends on the design of your metro stations, and it depends on the context as well. We remember the time when in Russia we don't, when in Russia we didn't have security screening in train station as well,
Yeah.
before we face terrorist threats. So, and then it just changed, and now it's a part of our daily life. In some countries, for example, China, they have security screening for luggage on every metro station, and it's not selective like in Russia, but each item of luggage must be placed into X-ray machine, and they have a huge passengers floor, and the stations are very busy, but still they can they could they made this safety arrangement and it works. We don't discuss how it effective or reasonable, but they did it and they support it.
And you've been living in China. Have you felt safe in China in general?
Yeah, definitely. Chinese cities, they are one of the most safest cities around the world. I I had some travel experience, and definitely I agree with this statement. And maybe the most safe cities, it, they are Hong Kong and
Right.
Shanghai, not even Singapore or Tokyo. The Hong Kong and Shanghai are really top security, and the video surveillance is a huge part of this. We know that Western system is more critically minded about video surveillance, and there is
Well,
lots of
actually,
restrictions.
sorry to interrupt you. Actually, London boasts itself that they are one of the most heavily surveilled cities in the world, right? But maybe there are also difference between being watched by the surveillance, right, and someone acting on the surveillance, right?
Yeah, just surveillance, it's not enough, definitely. You need someone to enforce a public order based on this data.
Right. And going back to the procedure, the qualification, right? So the UK investigators, right, they charged Mr. Williams with 10 counts of attempted murder, right? And he potentially faces life in prison. So, and we actually don't know that much about circumstances of how he was stabbing people, uh, who fought off, and how exactly he was prevented from attacking further people. So, from Russian criminal law standpoint, what are the options for investigators to indict this kind of person?
What is might be interesting for the general public outside of our country, the Russian criminal law is less aggressive and less harsh for the suspects rather than many other countries' laws.
How
So,
so?
and for example, if we speak here about attempted murder,
Mhm.
which is also a possible qualification under Russian law, in the condition that the intention and the criminal plot of this person was exactly assassination and killing persons.
Mhm.
And if it's so, and if he couldn't finish his plot for some circumstances because of the action of other
Mhm.
people or police intervention, in this case, the maximum penalty still couldn't be more than 75% of the maximum penalty for the murder, in this case for more than two person, which is 20 years.
Mhm.
And the capital punishment, which is anyway not enforced now, but still we have it in criminal code, or life imprisonment could not be the penalty in this case because the murder wasn't finished.
Right, right.
So, and in addition to this possibility, we also have another crime which called aggravated bodily harm,
Mhm.
intentional. And for such bodily harm for more than two person, and also with the using of the weapon, the maximum penalty is 15 years.
Right,
No, the maximum penalty is 11 years.
right. 11
So,
years.
yeah, so it means the difference 3 years between, but the intention is what make the difference. So what this person would done, what was the person? If he would just make an action with no such target,
Mhm.
or if his intention wasn't clear. So in this case, the crime must be qualified based on the final result of this. So
Right.
what finally happened? And of course, the health condition of the victims will be a paramount evidence here.
And do you think could this be tried as a terrorism offense?
In some scenario, yes, but again, that depends on the intention of the person. What is some sort of political message, or if he was affiliated with some criminal groups or extremist group, that all depends. So based on the described information in media, we cannot make such conclusion, of course, but that's one of the versions the investigators should have in mind.
I see. And in the UK, the normal procedure, right, for this kind of, well, for pretty much every criminal case is a jury trial, right? So how uh, that could be handled in Russia? Does he have a right for a jury trial?
Um, In Russia, that's an option which is available for the suspects in the aggravated crimes, and they should claim for using this right. It's controversial, and different advocates have a different approach regarding it, and also even suspects not willing all the time use this opportunity, because we have many legal solutions for them when they make a plea for guilty, and then they get a less penalty, same as in many countries. And
like a deal.
Yes, and if there is a clear fact that a crime was committed, and there is no point to challenge the fact itself, so sometimes for suspects, it's not reasonable to go for the jury, because jury not making their legal qualification assessment quality. So they judge only if the fact of the crime has happened or not. So, and there are many scenarios when it's just unreasonable delay for the proceedings and making things more complicated than they need to be.
Right. But anyway, both in the UK and Russia, the suspect could tell that he was not in mental capacity, or he is mentally ill. So it's the same, right? So
yeah, that's true, and medical expertise should provide a final opinion regarding it. And if there are such facts, so then court could not say that is crime, because for crime you should subject of the crime, and if there is insanity situation, the court just rule the medical treatment for this person for some period.
right. Yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, we review some differences and similarities between Russian and the UK system. And in the UK, this person could face life in prison, and in Russia, it will be up to 15 years only. Whether it's fair or not, it's not up to us to decide, it's up to legal systems and authorities. And basically, you can think for yourself. Thank you, Ilya, for co hosting this show.
Just a few words, I just realized. So the security system in UK seems more relaxed, but if someone used it and made a crime, so the penalty is going to be much more severe than we possibly can have for this person in Russia, because
Fair
it's
enough.
a huge difference. And that's logic is quite, I think, interesting, and we will see in the future, in our future show
Episodes.
how it's changing. But of course, we will try to search some positive occasions to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to our channel to learn more about different cases from all over the world in the eyes of Russian lawyers.
Yeah, stay tuned, and next time we discuss how immigration authorities in the United States treat illegal immigrants if we compare it with Russian illegal migrants. Bye.